able to do this. It's just so negativity has just consumed my mind so much that I'm unable to sit and feel that emotion. I'm unable to shift my attention to the positives. I'm unable. So what I usually say is at that point of time, I usually advise people. I tell them that pick your phone up, pick your phone up and have some quotes or some motivational things saved which can be a trigger to your positivity, you know and browse through those, because you're not able to do it yourself internally. Take some external help to do it. And more so, if you have a friend or a mentor or a guide whom you can just kind of call at that point of time, say, I'm just feeling completely helpless and overwhelmed, could you kindly bring me out of the situation to a stage there when I can take charge myself. Sometimes we're just helpless and we're not able to take that charge. That's
Yeah.
what I was kind of trying to mean. And this is what I usually tell people, that it's good to, kind of call somebody who can help, which is why relationships are so important, which is why friendships are so important, because they are investments which at a certain point of time can come back to support us in a way that we can never imagine, actually. So yeah, this is what I usually tell people, that we could do
Yeah.
this at
And
that
then
point
and
of
then
time.
something came to me as well is
Hmm.
you need to change your state. You need to
Correct.
get your body moving. If you get your
Yes.
body moving, whether that's,
Yes.
walking around or, doing some sit-ups and
Yes.
push-ups, that's going
Yes.
to change your physiology.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
think physiology is massive, because in
Correct.
those moments, you got to look at your physiology. You're slumped over, you're
Yes.
breathing shallow, how are you really operating? And so you want to
Correct.
change your physiology and get moving, whether that's getting your
Yes.
heart rate going, because we've noticed when you, even for everyone working from home right now, I mean, a lot of people
Yes.
like take like 3 or 4 15-minute breaks of push-ups or sit-ups real
Yes.
quick, or just running around, because that's going to change your state and that's going to change
Yes.
your mind.
Correct, correct. So to summarize it all, we have Nick telling us initially that we really need to feel the emotion. We need to shift our attention to positive thoughts. All of these are things that we must do when we are able to do it. When we are unable to do it, let's look at some quotes. Let's, call a person who can help us out. And Nick has also added the third thing, that let's get our body moving, because our physiology and our psychology are connected. When we go to the gym and we have a good workout, we see how confident we feel. When we had a good day where we've really kind of worked on the grind, really given our best, we know how we feel internally. So that's a brilliant suggestion, Nick, that our physiology and our psychology are conditioned, are connected, and our psychological condition also is affected by our physiological condition. So
Yeah.
brilliant suggestion. Thank you very much, Nick. Uh, Another question I had was, I mean, you're into things like wrestling, Nick. If I would like, I don't know if you mind, but if you want to just show our audience what you look like fully, so people need to see what you are like and what you've done in your life. Can you go? Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for, I'm sorry to embarrass you in that
No,
way,
you're
but,
okay.
it just means that people need to see what you've done with your life despite what you've gone through, right?
Yeah.
So I know that you were into wrestling and now into bodybuilding, modeling, all of these things. It's not an easy thing, especially things like bodybuilding with the particular physical condition that you are in. How do you push yourself? There's a limit that the mind puts, a bar, certain limit that it just caps your growth, isn't it? How do you push yourself? And I have this an added question to that, which is, if you could tell us three positive affirmations that you use for yourself. How do you push yourself? What do you tell yourself? Because it's all the self-talk. It's
Yeah.
all mind over matter. What you tell yourself internally is what you're going to be externally. So
Yeah.
your self-talk is so important. So what are those three things that you tell yourself and push yourself to give
Yeah.
your 200% when you're in the gym, 200% when you're wrestling, 200% when you're speaking, 200% when you're writing? How do you push yourself with these affirmations, Nick?
Yeah. So I'll touch on the affirmations immediately right now. And so
Sure.
affirmations, right, are things that we say to ourselves. But I think
Yes.
what's even more powerful is incantations, and that's using your physiology, right? So,
Correct.
that's embodying these things, right? So mine are, I'm a force for good. I'm a student of the game. I'm kind. Abundance flows through me. I am decisive. I'm evolving as a leader. I'm becoming the man I'm meant to be. But you
Correct.
embody it. You change your physiology, and then you go over and again. You say, I am a force for good. I'm a student of the game. I'm kind.
Yeah.
Abundance flows through you. You know you your tonality changes and you really embody those words. Because at
Sure.
first, you know, if you're first starting off, you're not going to believe these things, right? Your mind's gonna be like, oh, I don't believe this, but you program yourself. You
Sure.
use your physiology and you really embody these things and you change your tonality. And so affirmations are great, but I think incantations, right? Embodying them is even more
Correct.
powerful. So those are some
Correct.
of the things that I say.
Hmm.
But for me, you know, the physical stuff, I push myself because I know how good it feels on the other side.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know how feel, you know, like we were talking about physiology, but like you said, when we have an amazing workout, you have this
Absolutely.
high, you have this
Can't
natural
agree
high, you
anymore.
feel amazing, and it's confidence.
Absolutely.
And you see,
Yeah.
so many people are trying to seek validation from others.
Absolutely.
So
Correct.
many people are trying to seek the A-OK from mentors or friends or girls, whatever it may be, when you should just be
Yes.
investing in the relationship you have within yourself. And so when we
Absolutely.
work on ourselves, whether that's mentally, physically, that's when you build a whole new character. This man you see right here, I built this
Yes.
guy. I wasn't always
Yes.
like this. And I'm
Correct.
still building him, and you're still building yourself, right? The training never
Yes, indeed.
stops. And so
Indeed.
the reason why I push myself with all these physical things is because it builds confidence in me. It builds
Correct.
character in me.
Correct.
And character shapes your destiny. And so I just, anything that I do, I want to know at the end of the day when I put my head on the pillow that I gave it my all. I don't want to have any regrets. And to take it a step
Absolutely.
further, when I'm on my deathbed, I want to
Mhm.
have more remember whens than less what ifs.
Correct. Correct. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for sharing these. The difference between affirmations and incantations. Affirmations are probably just self-talk, but incantations is embodiment of that self-talk, which is an absolute part of you, right? And then thank you for sharing this as well. That the feeling of confidence that you have when you push yourself, I can tell you for sure. Just when you do it right, whether it's your relationships, whether it's your workouts, whether it's your clean eating, whether whatever it is, when you do it right, there's just this feeling, of confidence and the feel good factor in it. So, which is why we say, right, that don't do what's easy, do what's right, because what's easy doesn't give you that feeling, but what's right gives you that feeling. And when you get that feeling, it's such an incredible experience, like you said, to go to bed, you know, and have that peaceful sleep that I gave my best,
Yeah.
isn't it? And
No,
then you
no,
took it
no,
once,
no.
yeah,
What did they say? No stone unturned.
no stones unturned, absolutely. And you took it one step further to say that, when we are on our deathbed, there's no regrets, that I lived my life giving my absolute best. And which is why I often say this, that, if there's anybody who can actually, if you want to know the person who can change your life, just go into the bathroom and look at yourself in the mirror. There's nobody that can change our life better than we ourselves. So thank you very much, Nick, for those inputs as well. And my next question is, what are the three things, you are absolutely wary of, extremely careful of, that that these three things, if done or if dwelt upon, will be detrimental to my journey, to my progress, to my wholesome experience of life. And we all have those things in our lives, We all have those triggers which kind of set the negative emotions rolling internally, which become like which act like roadblocks in our progress in the journey of our life. So if
Yeah.
there be those three things, what are those three things, Nick?
Yeah. So the first one is, you know, we're gonna have people, and sometimes it's hard. We're gonna have people like family and friends that aren't growing at the same rate as you, or don't want to
Yes.
don't want to grow at the same rate, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel bad because they're not growing with us. And so the
Correct.
first thing is I'm very conscious of who I'm putting my energy into,
Correct.
right?
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Because you want to be around people that want you to elevate. You want to be people that are
Sure.
fueling you. Because a lot
Sure.
of and a lot of the times the hard thing is it's some of your closest family and friends that aren't really,
Yes.
you know, fueling your
Yes.
vision, or they aren't
True.
really growing. And so
True.
you have to be very conscious of the people you're hanging around. The
Correct.
second is you have to be very conscious of the things that you're consuming. You
Mm-hmm.
know, are you just scrolling through YouTube? Are you just scrolling through
Correct.
Instagram at nonsense,
Correct.
right? But are you feeding your mind? And you know, I think it was
Yes.
Zig Ziglar or Jim Rohn that said, you know, the mind is a garden, and if you don't tend that garden, weeds are just going to grow, right? And
Yes.
so especially in this time of everyone being home with the COVID-19, you have to
Correct.
be fueling your your mind with the right things, because right now the majority of the world isn't being productive. And so if you
Yes.
double down now, if you really really dial in on your habits and your structure when everyone else is falling apart, when all this
Correct.
clears, you're going to be ahead of the game. And so the second
Yes.
thing is being conscious of what you're consuming. And then I think
Yes.
the third is your thoughts, just being conscious of
Yes.
your thoughts. Like,
Yes.
am I really, like, my self-praise, like, am I beating myself up the majority of the time? Am I
Yes.
focusing on the negative things, or am I focusing on the things that I can control? It goes back to the analogy, is the glass half filled or half empty? But I think the three
Yes.
things would be: I'm very conscious of the people I hang around, I'm
Yes.
very conscious of the things that I'm consuming, and I'm very
Correct.
conscious of the thoughts and the words that I speak.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing those, Nick. And they're absolutely spot on again, because the company is what we are made of, right? We can be surrounded by energy suckers or energy boosters.
Yeah.
There's just people who, by being who they are, just drain us and suck us away, you know. And then we could be surrounded by energy boosters who believe in us, who are positive, and who have shared the same mindset and boost our energy levels. And the second aspect as well, what are we consuming? Because diet is not just about food. Diet is about everything that we consume. As much as our food can make us strong, it's what we consume through our eyes and our ears and our nose and everything else is going to make us strong internally as well. So yes, what are we consuming during this lockdown time, during COVID-19, is very crucial and very important as well. And the third thing is the language we use, right? The language we use, what we speak, what are our thoughts, all of this kind of feeds into who we are. So thank you for sharing that, Nick. My last question to you before we conclude with one word associations is this: what is your larger dream? What's the dream that you're currently working on, and how would
Perfect.
you want to pursue that dream? Yeah.
Absolutely. And so what I've realized, speaking all around the world, to thousands of people, is that there's only a small percentage of people that go to personal development seminars. There's only a
Mm-hmm.
small percentage of the world. And one of my biggest passions is music, is singing,
Mm-hmm.
is
Oh
entertaining.
wow.
And as a
Wow.
kid, I didn't have the confidence to execute at the level. I didn't have the character. It just wasn't the right time. And so
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm actually building a studio in my house, and I
Oh,
want to
wow.
create I want to create very, happy music that people like, but on a
Mm-hmm.
deeper
Mm-hmm.
level, there's going to be a deeper message behind it. You know,
Correct.
I
Correct.
had a line in one of my songs that I wrote. It says, "You see me on the street, you say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's disabled, but when we compare mindsets, now I'm the one who's able."
Ah.
So basically poetry, but in songs, right?
Yes.
Um, you
Yes.
know, I have one. It says, "The mind is the garden, so you better plant some flowers. Wean out the weeds, wean out the weeds. Let's start living through the
Mm.
human necessities like love, joy. Don't forget being grateful. I know life's tough. I know we all have our plates full."
Mm.
Like stuff like that. And so I
Yes.
want to I
Yes.
want to create. My largest dream is, in 5 years I'll be touring mostly for music. This
Wow.
music, and spread positivity in the entertainment industry, which doesn't have much
Sure.
life. Because right
Sure.
now, singing and rapping, a lot of these kids are doing drugs, and they're doing sorts of things because
Yes.
their favorite rapper
Yes.
does it, right? So I want to be light in
Yes.
an industry that doesn't have much light.
Yes. Wow. Wow is the word. Please, our best wishes, our prayers, and we are all with you, that you
Thanks,
you
brother.
know you just come up with this incredible content in the entertainment space, and come up with these songs which are just absolutely hip in terms of the genre, but in terms of the messaging, it's inspirational and motivation which can lift our spirits. So all the best for that, and we'll end our conversation this morning for us, and night for you now. Sorry we kept you too long, Nick.
No worries. I had a blast.
uh, the last segment is one word associations. I just ask you one word, and you, if possible, just answer back in a word. Yeah, what does this mean to you? What do these things mean to you? Yeah. So number one is body.
Body. Temple.
Temple. Wow, incredible. Family.
Everything. And it's not just blood. It's deep
Yeah.
relationships that
Yeah,
you
of
build.
course. Deep relationships, indeed. So it includes friends as well. Yes. Public speaking.
Impact.
Impact. Wow. Music.
Elevating frequencies.
Elevating frequencies. Brilliant. Life.
Mysterious.
Mysterious. Still trying to decode it, all of us indeed. Love.
Love. It's all we really need. It's all we're really craving.
What we need, what we're craving for. Yes. Spirituality.
It's funny because the first thing that came to my mind, you said be honest, was the temples of Egypt.
Okay. Okay. God.
Universe.
Universe. Religion.
Religion. Let's see. I'd say a touchy subject.
A purpose.
Purpose. Mission statement. Mission. Your mission.
Mission. Bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding. Growth. I just think growth. Evolution. Evolving. Sculpting.
Modeling.
I go back to body image. Shaking the industry of body image.
Shaking the industry of body image. And to end with social media.
Very negative or very positive? It depends on how you use it.
Okay, very negative or very positive, depends on how you use it. Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor to be able to speak with you. What an incredible conversation that was. And I hope that this conversation will inspire those who've seen it while they're live and will watch it later when the story is put up, the live on the story section. So do watch for this, for those who haven't seen it later, our Instagram community, do check it out. Nick has given us some incredible insights, and the topic for today was boosting our positive attitude, and definitely Nick has helped us boost our positive attitudes. The tagline for our conversation today is this: bad attitudes are like a flat tire or a punctured tire. You cannot move on unless you change it. So guys, work on your attitude and move on in life. Thank you once again, Nick, for being with us, and wish you a good night. And to all our viewers, wish you a great day ahead. Thank you once again, and bye. Hope to see you when I come to Vegas. Yeah. Thank you.
And yeah, I'd love to come there and visit you as well.
Sure, please. Whenever you're in India, just give me a ping, and we will definitely be there and receive you and meet you and have an incredible conversation like this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.